Hi, this is Rodney Ho from agency.com. I'm here with Tim Gunn of Project Runway and Parsons. Well, tell me a little bit about how this season is playing out for you so far from what you know, obviously you can't tell me everything, but at least through the first 4 or 5 episodes.
Well, I mean, thankfully, the audience is responding better. Am I looking at you, Rodney?
It doesn't matter,
okay.
either way.
I'll look at you.
Okay.
Thankfully, the audience is responding better to the season. They're liking it. We're back in New York. Everybody hated the Los Angeles season.
Somehow it just didn't click. I don't really know why.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it.
So you agreed?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Well, don't you really think it was...
The guest judges didn't help. Losing Nina and Michael seemed to have had some impact.
Was at the core of it.
And it was just, they were making some strange decisions.
They were, because Heidi was alone. In
Right.
terms of having any kind of continuity with the designer's work. We
Right.
have 3 guest judges.
Yeah, and what do they know from previous?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not just judging from that day, you're ultimately judging their entire portfolio. Because there have been times when I've seen people with a bad day, but they've had great portfolio before they survive.
You'll see that happen this week.
Oh boy.
You will on Thursday night.
Yeah, you can sell. I've noticed in the show you can buy some goodwill once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, you can get away with it, especially if you take a chance and you're not doing it just to play it safe. Usually, you guys they tend to punish people who play it safe. Oftentimes, more.
They do, exactly. Yeah.
Even though last season it seemed a little strange, they got rid of some of the more interesting characters.
At the very beginning.
Yes, it was very, very odd.
I thought it was odd too.
So,
Odd.
but you have absolutely zero power, I guess, in decisions, right? You have.
Church and state. I don't even talk to the design. I mean, to the design.
Yeah, you're not even there. You're not even there during the day.
No, I am.
You
I'm there in the literal and metaphorical dark. I'm there cheering for my designers. It's funny though. I do say that I say hello to the judges, and that's all. And I don't say goodbye because I'm usually mad at them. So
Oh, that's right. You're in the back. You're usually in the back, having to tell them to the ousted contestant. You usually have to tell them to go clean up their space. Yes, that's right.
And at this point in the season, we're halfway through. It really is like the Runway Olympics in a manner of speaking, because the people who are left are really outstanding.
Right. Yeah, you've started getting rid of most of the weaker players at this point.
Even the earlier designers who are out, they're strong designers. You never know how they're going to stand up under this kind of pressure.
Sure.
And it's harder for some of them than it is for others. It's never easy for anyone, but it's harder for some. And there are people, with each successive season, there are people coming into the season when I think, oh, they're going to walk away with a prize, and they can be one of the first 2, 3, or 4 out.
Who do you like from this season so far? Who's really stood out for you?
Well, at this point, everyone.
And of course, I have to ask about Anthony because he's from Atlanta, so he's quite a character.
And he's really who he is.
Yeah, there's no
No.
contravents at all there. It's
No,
totally
no,
him.
He's who he is, and he is quite a character. And thank God for his humor, because it helps in that workroom.
Oh, absolutely. Even though I think they tried to keep him to shut up for 15 minutes, that was hilarious.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
he made it to 14 minutes and 56 seconds. That was
a
as long
record.
as he could go. He was about to go crazy. And of course, all the kids running around were making him go crazy too, which was hilarious.
Last week's challenge, right. Oh, those kids were driving everybody crazy.
And what do you think of Mila's? Seems like a really interesting one,
is.
a character too.
Indeed.
And Emilio seems really talented. Yeah.
He's talented, and he's as arrogant as he is talented.
Well, that's not a bad thing on the show. You can win with arrogance, right? If you can back it up.
It gets a little troublesome when there's no one who can even, who's even of a quality to pick up the pins around your work table. It gets to be a little...
You've watched him a little bit, so I mean, you don't spend that much time in the room itself,
I spend
right?
a lot of time.
Oh, you do? It's just like when they show you coming in, it looks like you're only there for 5 minutes, but you're actually there for quite a while, right? Yeah.
I'm there for hours. No, they have to slice and dice it.
Right. Because they get the impression you're not in there that much, but actually you are in there quite a bit, right?
And when I'm not in there, I'm watching everything from the production room. So I certainly know what's going on.
So you can kind of watch how each of them is coping also. With
Oh,
things.
certainly. And there are hours and hours and hours of tape from 3 or 4 cameras,
Right.
all edited down to 44 minutes. So, and the judges' deliberations and even their question and answer session, from the time that they see the runway show until the time Heidi says Auf Wiedersehen, anywhere from 6 to 7 hours is transpired. So there's a ton of editing, and editing only in the most responsible way and with the most integrity.
Sure.
I'm always saying that the editing it's kind to everyone.
Really? You've seen some things that ended up on the floor and you're like, I can't believe they actually cut that, but I'm glad they did? Or?
It's not so much that there's specific things as my impression writ large of certain designers and their behavior, and you just see less of it. So they certainly don't play up things that are They don't exaggerate. Let me put it that
Oh, that's
way.
fair.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, they don't add ridiculous sound effects and
no.
things like that. Some
And if
reality shows do.
someone's really irritating and their behavior is more attention-grabbing than their design work, they're off the show.
Right.
They're simply off the show. I mean, you cited season 6 when the two most conceptual designers, Ari and Malvin,
Right.
were the first 1 and 2 out.
Right.
And it would have been, in a way, from a television
Let's keep them around for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And that happens sometimes. Clearly, sometimes I notice people do stick around a little longer just because they're interesting. You know,
the only time it's ever happened.
Yeah, Ping somehow lasted an extra week. You know. So.
Well, she should have gone earlier. I agree.
Yeah.
But the only time we've ever had any real meddling outside of the judges was season 5, our last season on Bravo, and Bravo really seriously meddled.
Why do you think they were being so?
They wanted to control the outcome of the show. It was they were losing it. They knew it, and they were more concerned with good television than with good design.
Did you lose your show because of that as well?
Oh, absolutely.
So has Lifetime talked with you about anything, or TLC or any other network, or?
I have talked to Lifetime, but frankly, I'm too crazy busy.
Really? You've got other stuff with Parsons now too?
Well,